Hi, my name is Nonima Tigela. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I want us to talk about something that I've noticed when it comes to this case. I think at this point, Ubaloyi does not even care as long as he gets one thing, conviction. That's what he cares about. He just wants conviction. He doesn't care how he gets it. He wants it forcefully and otherwise. That's what I see right now. It's just, right now where we are, they don't need proof anymore, just common purpose and deal with all the situation. That's it. They don't care. No evidence, just common purpose. That's what they are looking for. Sorry. So that is what I want to tell you in this video. In this case, they don't actually need to prove who pulled the trigger. They don't need to prove who did what. Baloyi doesn't care about that. All he cares about is one thing, common purpose at this point. I don't know if you guys have noticed that. And if you don't understand this, you might miss the biggest shift happening in that courtroom of Judge Rata right now. Let me simplify it for you, okay? Because, wow, Sana, common purpose means if a group shares a criminal intention, everyone in that group can be held liable. Even if you didn't fire the gun, you didn't plan the act, you were just there. You were just there. That's it. Now ask yourself, why would the state suddenly lean on this one? Why are they doing that? Simple. Because something is not working for them and they can see it just like we can see it. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Do you understand that? Once you see it, you can't unsee it. Now, they understand one thing, something is not working right for them. And those things are, okay, things are not working out for them. Those things are direct evidence is weak, forensic links questioned, witness credibility under pressure. So what happens? They shift the battlefield now. They are shifting the battlefield now. They don't care from who did it to where where can I place you? Do you understand? I can't place you at the crime scene. I can't do anything about that. Everything else, yeah, better. But what can I do on my side? That's where we are. And right now, Ubaloyi, what he is doing, he is putting pressure on himself, or else, let me put it this way, he is putting pressure on them as the state and the prosecution. What they are doing now, they are doing one thing. Were you part of the group? That's what they are trying to do. That's it, especially when it comes to Bongani Dance. And this is where it gets dangerous because now the state doesn't need a clean, perfect story. They just need overlapping phone calls. They don't have, by the way, shared contacts. They do see that, but is it crime? That's the question. Presence in similar locations. That's what they are busy with now because you saw Ubaloyi trying to say just because I choose number 3, Mncube went to Carltonville at some point in 2014, first December. That means he went there to threaten Untanzi not to say anything. They put Untanzi as the weakest link that everyone is always busy threatening there. Okay. Also, they are trying to make sure there are loose connections, and suddenly that becomes to them common purpose. Common purpose, that's what they are going for right now, Ubaloyi, because case. But here is the problem with all of this. Association is not guilt. Association is not guilt. Just because you know someone, you spoke to someone, you were near someone, does not mean you shared a criminal plan with them. Otherwise, that means most of us are busy planning criminal plans with people for being in the same location with them. Now, connect it back to what we said to the previous video now, where we saw witness alignment of Uzungu, exhibit condemnation Zungu, that's Constable Zungu, structured narrative Constable Zungu. Now add common purpose on top of that, and you get a system where weak evidence can be stretched into collective guilt. That's what Ubaloyi is trying to do because he fumbled a long time ago when it comes to a proper case. a watertight case. The so-called watertight case is not working out as it was hoped to be working out, or things did not go according to plan as they hoped. They were perhaps thinking 2020, we do this arrest and there's the pandemic and we're going to do this and that. And then by the time they woke up, it was Chile, because South Africans were like, whoa, hang on, we want to be part of this. We want to watch it. We want to be. And that's when they lost balance. They lost balance because they did not see. Do you know that COVID it was the worst things that could have happened in life during our time. And it is the worst thing that has ever happened for families. Some families, people died. There's no recovery from that. Some families buried people in 10s, in 5, in both parents or all children. A lot happened back then. But as painful as that situation is, let me not say but, however, as painful as that situation is, when it comes to this Senzo Meyiwa case, it brought something different for the Meyiwa case, because they thought they were going to cook this case and be done during the COVID time. And Jehovah was like, not on my watch. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Because now, once common purpose is misused, it becomes a problem, guys. It becomes a problem. Now, this is the real question. Are we seeing justice here? Or we are seeing a case being held together by theory? Because once common purpose is misused, it becomes a net. And anyone inside that net gets pulled down with it. And that is exactly what's going to happen here. That is exactly what is going to happen here. And people are not ready for that. People are not ready for that. And this is why the defense is fighting so hard. Not just to prove innocence of their clients, which is the 5 men, but to break the link itself. They are tearing it apart. The entire common purpose argument collapses. It collapses. So don't just watch this case, study it, understand it, be on it, get to learn from it, so that whatever you learn from it, it will help you in the future, because we don't know what's going to happen in our futures. We really don't know. Because what's happening here is bigger than one tribe. It is about how far can the law stretch before it breaks justice. So you need to watch out, learn, understand, and be vigilant at all times. You know the mistakes that happened here and all the criminality that happened here, and then you learn from it, and you are like, okay, when ABCD happens, I know what that means. When ABCD happens, I know what that says. I know what it looks like. All of them. You will know when there is a bogus lawyer. You will be like, nah. You speak up. You forcefully speak up in court. You don't just. You are like, my lord. I have no way. You force it. You like, he is not you, because you have a mic in front of you. You will stand there and say, I don't know him. I don't know her. I have nothing to do with it. I did not hire any lawyer. I don't want this lawyer. Can we fix that right here, right now? Ask him who he is, who sent him. I know nothing about. You fight for your freedom right there. If something similar, you get arrested like Abu Bongani does, so that you are not at a disadvantage. You speak up. You don't even give them a chance to go, and you say, I don't want him. Every time he goes to court, or he or she goes to court, you scream your lungs out. That's what we learned here. You don't just go away. You say, my lord, I can't go away. I don't want that lawyer. I don't know him. I have no business with him. You scream. You don't stop talking. You speak. You speak. You say, no. When they say we are done, you are like, no, we can't be done until you hear me out. I do not have a lawyer. That is not my lawyer. You speak out in God. You speak out. And when you are doing that drama, it's on record that you tried to speak, even if they forced you down. Even if they force you out of the docket, you speak, you open your mouth, you speak for yourself, because if you don't do that, you're going to be in serious trouble, just like Bongani Dansi is. So this murder, or this case, this Meyiwa trial, murder trial, you learn from it. It's a learning curve for all of us as South Africans. You already know how brutal police are. You already know how cruel police are. You already know how criminally police can become. You know these things. They get arrested all the time since I don't know when. They've been getting arrested. Police are not immune from becoming criminals. We have seen it not once, not twice, many times. Police officials are not saints. They are humans. They can err. They can become criminals. We've seen it. We see now Deuket Matlala is accompanied as co-accused by former police officers. Do you see that? So there's a lot that we can learn from the Senzo Meyiwa case. It's not just one of those cases that you think, yeah, I'm just watching a. This one is not one of those guys. This one is not one of those. This one is one of those that you must open your eyes, open your ears, learn from it, and make sure you continue learning from it, because if you don't learn, you are going to sink. When the time comes, we don't know when. Nontanzi never knew that he will find himself in the position that he is in today. So it's a learning curve for everybody, not just the Meyiwa family. It's for all of us. We are to learn from it. That's what I have learned from this entire situation right now. I've learned that when it comes to the Meyiwa case, we are all learning, okay? It's a school, it's a university of some sort. Everybody is learning from it. I don't know about you, but I feel like it is what it is. And the bottom line, okay, is that we need to be vigilant. We need to learn. We need all of that. We need to make sure about our lives. We can't be careless. We can't be careless. That's what we are learning right now. Anyway, guys, what are your thoughts when it comes to this? Do you think that Ubalo is going to be successful with this so-called common people's things that he is fighting for? Do you think Ubaloyi Nosibanda are going to win this entire situation? Or do you think defense is fighting enough to make sure none of this sticks? What are your thoughts when it comes to this? Let's talk in the comment section. I want to hear your views. Kindly make sure you watch the videos up until the end and you watch the ads that are coming through. Please make sure you watch them. Don't skip them. When you are doing that, you are helping me financially and in numbers. Please watch the ads. Watch them. Thank you. Drop your comments there. Tell me, what are your thoughts when it comes to the entire situation that I was addressing when it comes to this video? What are your thoughts? Do you believe Vundanzi should continue being who he is? How do you see him? Who else are you? Which people are you looking forward to come and be Danzi's witnesses? Who do you think is gonna come and save the day for Ndanzi? Let's talk in the comment section. I want to hear your views. Thank you so much. Please do enjoy your day. Have a good one. Bye-bye.